So once we're at this stage, it is time to conceal any blemishes or under eye darkness if you have any. So I'm just going to use one of my favorite concealers to do that. So I personally have some darkness in here and then right under here and again on that outside corner. And again, I'm using a brush to blend out my concealer. You can use whatever you like though. I know a lot of people prefer their fingers for their concealer. So as you can see, that concealer has just helped to brighten up my face that little bit more. Now it's time to go in and set the makeup into place with a powder. I'm going to be using the Ultra Flesh powder, which is a great little compact because it comes with a big mirror back in here, and that's great for on-the-go touch-ups. And it also has a plastic thing that keeps any of this nastiness from getting all everywhere in your handbag. So just a little bit in the center of my forehead where it might look a little funny to have a lot of shine. I've also dusted it along the cheek because I'm going to be putting some bronzer there later on, and if you set it with powder before using a powder bronzer, it helps that powder to just glide over better. On my eyes and underneath them, make sure that concealer stays in place all day and night. Now moving on to eyebrows, I'm just going to fill mine in a little bit and make them a little bit stronger and darker just because Kylie Jenner's hair color and everything is a little bit darker than mine. So I'm just going to use an eyebrow powder and a little angled brush to fill them in. Use whatever application method you best prefer, or if you have great eyebrows, you can skip filling them in entirely. Let's move on to the fun part, shall we? And start on these beautiful eyes. Now the first thing I'm going to do is apply a white cream colored shadow all over my eyelid and also on my brow bone. The next thing I'm going to be doing is taking this beautiful eyeshadow from Benefit, and it's one of their silky powder eyeshadows, and this is in the shade Shallow. It's very warm, it's very neutral, and it's just going to help bring some life and depth into this crease. So I'm just going to take a tiniest bit of this on a fluffy brush and work this into my crease area. These eyeshadows are so creamy and buttery, it's amazing. Apply this right into the crease and also a little bit on this outer corner right here. As you can see, that's just provided a nice touch of warmth to the eye look and given my crease a little bit more definition. And also with that same shade, I'm going to take it on a smaller fluffy brush and run it underneath my eyes, just to define that lower lash line as well. Next, I'm taking another Benefit eyeshadow, and this is in Soft Shoulder. So it's just a slightly deeper brown, still matte because we're working with all matte shadows today. And this is going to provide me a little bit more depth in that eye area. So on my smaller brush again, because I want a more controlled application, I'm going to apply this on the outer third, almost in a V shape on that outer corner. And then just slightly bring it into the crease. These shadows are literally so creamy, it takes no work at all to blend them out. Of course, again on the other eye, we don't want to be walking around with two different eyes, do we? And again, taking that slightly deeper shade and running it along that lower lash line to really mesh both the top and lower lash line together. So what you're going to want to do next is take any black eyeliner you have and line your upper lash line. So I am just tracing in between my upper lashes, and then taking the deepest shade of brown we're going to be using, and this is called Getaway from Benefit as well. Taking that eyeshadow on a little angled brush again, and we're going to soften out that black line so it helps diffuse it, and the deep brown chocolatey color will still give it drama, but it won't be so harsh and black. I'm just going to elongate my eye a little bit by pulling that eyeliner out just slightly past my eye. And then you're going to want to connect that deep brown shade with the lower lash line just on about the outer quarter of that lower lash line, and join up on that outer edge just so it kind of meets right there and makes kind of like a V right on the outer shape of your eye. Now you can go back to that lightest shade, Shallow, that we used first through the crease. Just go over any edges, any harsh lines, make sure everything's exactly how you want it, just like that. The next step, you're just going to apply coats and coats of your favorite mascara.